Hello my dear students, I am Anjum Sheikh. You know that majority of flowering plants produce hermaphrodite, that is bisexual flowers, and pollen grains are likely to come in contact with the stigma of the same flower, means it results in the autogamy. In previous video we have discussed about the kinds of pollination, autogamy, xenogamy, etc. So in autogamy the pollen grains are likely to come in contact with the stigma of the same flower. So it causes self pollination. The continued self pollination results in inbreeding depression. There are no chances of variation in the self pollination. So flowering plants have developed many devices to discourage self pollination and to encourage the cross pollination. Such devices are known as the outbreeding devices. What are outbreeding devices? See, these are the devices which have been developed by the many flowering plants to discourage the self pollination, means pollination within the self flower or autogamy, and to encourage the cross pollination. See, the purposes of outbreeding devices: to overcome inbreeding depression, then pollen release and stigma receptivity is not synchronized in such cases. Then anther and stigma are placed at the different position. Self incompatibility means the fertilization cannot take place within the same flower. Then production of unisexual flowers, monoecious and dioecious condition. So these are the some of the outbreeding devices produced by the flowering plants. Here you can see the height of the pistil. These are the outbreeding devices in the pollen pistil interaction. The height of pollen grains is less, so it will be difficult to them to reach the pistil. So it will avoid the self pollination or autogamy. The next outbreeding device is self sterility. Pollen grains of one flower are incapable of growing over the stigma of the same flower due to the presence of similar sterile genes. The examples of such plants are crucifers, potato, tobacco, gramineae and orchidaceae. Here you can see the pollen grains of the same flower can't germinate because of the similar sterile genes. Then heterostyle. Heterostyle means the flowers have different types of height of styles and stamens. For example, jasmine, primrose, lithyrus and oxalis. As there is different height, here you can see the long style flower and this one is the short style flower. So in such cases the autogamy becomes difficult. So it helps to avoid the self pollination and it encourages the cross pollination. Now what is meant by the pollen pistil interaction? The pollination does not guarantee the transfer of the right type of pollen or the compatible pollen of the same species as the stigma. Often pollen of the wrong type, either from the other species or from the same plant, if it is self incompatible, also lands on the stigma. The pistil has ability to recognize the pollen, whether it is of the right type, that is compatible type, or of the wrong type, that is incompatible type. The pistil accepts the right type of pollen, that is if the pollen is compatible, then the pistil accepts it and then it promotes the post pollination events which lead to the fertilization. Now after compatible pollination, the pollen grain germinates on the stigma to produce a pollen tube through one of the germ pores. In previous classes we have studied about the formation of pollen tube. The content of pollen grain moves into the pollen tube. Then the pollen tube grows through the tissues of the stigma and style and then it reaches the ovary. Pollen tube, after reaching the ovary, it enters the ovule through the micropyle and then enters one of the synergids through the filiform apparatus. All the events from pollen deposition on the stigma until pollen tube enters the ovule, these are together referred to as the pollen pistil interaction. What is meant by pollen pistil interaction? All the events from the pollen deposition on the stigma until pollen tube enters the ovule are together referred to as the pollen pistil interaction. In this figure, you can see the enlarged view of an egg apparatus showing entry of the pollen tube into the synergid. In this diagram, you can see the process of formation of pollen tube. So, this pollen tube, it reaches the ovary. So, it carries, once the pollen lands on the stigma, it results in the formation of pollen tube. So, through the pollen tube, the materials from the pollen, it reaches the ovary. Here, fertilization takes place. So, these are included in the pollen pistil interaction. Here we can see the stepwise events in pollen pistil interaction. First event is pollination. Do you remember what is meant by pollination? Yes, pollination means the transfer of pollen grains is called as pollination in simple words. After pollination, it goes to the stigma. So, if it is a right type or compatible pollen, then it gets stick to the stigma. It is called as pollen adhesion. Then pollen hydration. It leads to the pollen germination. Then next step is formation of pollen tube entry into the stigma. Then pollen tube grows through the style. Then there is entry of the pollen tube into the ovule and the embryo sac, which leads to the double fertilization. Now we have to study what is double fertilization. After entering one of the synergids, the pollen tube releases the two male gametes into the cytoplasm of the synergid. One of the male gametes moves towards the egg cell and fuses with its nucleus. So, it completes the syngamy, which results in formation of diploid cell called as the zygote. The other male gamete moves towards the two polar nuclei and it fuses with them to produce a triploid primary endosperm nucleus. In short, we may call it PEN, as this involves the fusion of three haploid nuclei. So, it is also termed as a triple fusion. Why it is called triple fusion? Because it involves the fusion of three haploid nuclei. That is why it is also termed as the triple fusion. Since two types of fusions, that is syngamy and triple fusion, takes place in an embryo sac, so this phenomena is termed as a double fertilization. This event is unique to the flowering plants. What is double fertilization? Why it is called as double fertilization? Because it involves the two types of fusion, syngamy and triple fusion, which are taking place in an embryo sac. So, it is termed as double fertilization, and this event is unique to only flowering plants. The central cell, after triple fusion, it becomes the primary endosperm cell. In short, we call it PEC, and it develops into the endosperm while the zygote develops into an embryo. In this diagram, you may see the fertilized embryo sac showing zygote and primary endosperm nucleus. See, here you may see it is a primary endosperm nucleus, which is also called as PEN. It is made up of 3 haploid cells, so it is represented by 3N, and this is zygote made up of 2 haploid cell 2n. Now this figure B shows the stages in the embryo development once the zygote is formed. After zygote formation, it starts to divide rapidly, then it goes to 2 cell stage, then it goes to the many celled stage. So this one is the globular embryo. Then after rapid division, it gets developed into the heart shaped embryo. Then after differentiation, means these cells get specialized to form the particular organs. There is formation of radicals, cotyledon, plumules, etc. So this figure, it shows the stages in the embryo development in a dicot plant. Here we can summarize the process of reproduction in the flowering plants. You are familiar with the parts of the flower. The outermost greenish part is sepal, colorful attractive part is called as petals. Now you know that why flowers are so colorful. Why? Because they are colorful to attract the pollinators. Then you can see the internal parts. It shows the female reproductive part, which is known as pistil. So its three main parts are ovary, style and stigma, while this one is the male reproductive part, which is stamen. So here you can see the enlarged image of the pollen grain. Once the pollen grain lands on the stigma, the process of formation of pollen tubes begins. Once the pollen tube begins, the materials into the stigma, these are transferred into the pollen tube. So here you can see the sperm nuclei traveling in the pollen tubes. Then they reach the egg cell. Here the fertilization takes place. Inside the egg cell, there is fusion of egg cells as well as the sperm nuclei, which results in the formation of zygote. Then it forms the embryo, and after development, this embryo, it develops into a seed, and after getting suitable condition, the seed develops into the seedlings. So here we have summarized the process of reproduction in the flowering plants. In next video, we will be discussing about the artificial hybridization. Thank you.